Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcasting couch. Before we begin, I'd like to explain that I recorded these episodes after the fact that we started talking. So, sorry about that, but hopefully you enjoy.
I woke up, and after they started giving me morphine after I woke up. I sat up in bed, tried to stand up. This is immediately after having spinal surgery.
That sounds like a bad idea.
And started ripping IVs out of my neck and arms.
Just started going.
And then when they finally got me to stop, was because the only reason they got me to stop was because I knocked myself out by trying to pull my catheter out.
Oh!
So now I get the good shit whenever I go to the hospital. Dilaudid is fucking awesome.
God. Going batshit insane because of morphine sounds hilarious. Because there's no way you actually can say anything, like, at all cognitive.
Yeah.
My grandpa, they put him on morphine one time, and he literally stared at my mom. It's just like, I understand now why people would do this for recreational reasons. This shit is amazing. And my mom's just like, Dad, you stop. You need to stop. My grandpa the entire time was talking about how good it felt to be on morphine. And I was just like, you need to stop, dude.
Dilaudid is what I have to be on now. Dilaudid is morphine times 10.
Oh.
When I was sitting in the recovery ward, my mom said I never stopped hitting the button to give me more Dilaudid.
Give me more. Give me more. Yes. Yes. I can't even feel my eyeballs.
She said,
I can't even feel my finger hitting the button. You're just making this motion. You're not actually doing it. You're just making the motion.
The doctor told me that he was glad it was on a drip and that I could only give myself a drip every 15 to 20 minutes.
God, imagine they forgotten to put you on a drip.
Because if I hadn't,
you would have used up all of it immediately and died.
I would have been fucked.
It's like, wow.
You would have had a relaxing death.
Yeah.
God. Relaxing death, that's how I want to go. Like my great grandpa. Not screaming and yelling at the people who are in the car with him. And that right there is our first dark humor joke of the podcast. You're welcome, Zach.
Here's the question. What do you think is the best way to die?
Like the way that I personally want to go, or like what?
The least painful.
The least painful. That's not how I want to go. Listen, ever since seeing Despicable Me 2, I've always wanted to go the same way that
El Macho?
El Macho supposedly died, strapped to a shark, going into a volcano with a bunch of explosives. How could you not want to go there? Other than that, I decided that since I don't have the money to afford a shark, that the greatest way to die, for me at least, because I know this would fuck someone's day, I would set up in order to get my inheritance, it would be 39 clues. So I'd set up a whole
At the end, it's
challenge
$5.
of getting the inheritance money.
At the end, it's $5 because you spent all the money on the challenge.
Yes, exactly. But my last thing that I will say is I'll give them the recording for the starting, the first clue, and then say to people, I have something very important to tell you. It's and then just die. It's not allow them. Just the treasure is buried. The first hint is.
Yeah. They
and
never
then
get
just
the first hint.
Die right then and there. There's a recording followed with a hint, and in the recording I'll say, now I'm going to give a hint to you guys right beforehand so you guys have a general idea. Unless I die trying to say the hint. In which case, that sucks to be you guys. Ha! But I would definitely be that person too. Come on, how could I not? In saying that, I also plan to live past 100. So by that point, it's going to be a lot of people who don't have any idea who I am at that point. Just that one old relative that shows up to events.
Just old wise sage Daniel.
No, by that point, I fully intend to be just completely loony.
The one Shaolin monk who pulls up to the family reunion.
That guy with the massive beard. Because let's be real here. My goal is that if I ever reach age 70, after that, I'm just going to quit shaving in general. No shaving after 70. What's the point?
You're gonna be very hairy.
I plan on, well, like, I'll still get haircuts, but the beard, no, I'm just gonna let that grow. That way, when I inevitably die at age, like, 116 or whatever, which is my year that I plan to die, yes, I have a plan.
Oh, God.
That way, the beard would have grown by that point for, like, 40-something years. 40, 50 years almost.
But the most peaceful way I think I've ever heard of dying is helium intoxication.
You can die from helium?
Yeah.
God, imagine how funny that would be, though, to, like, hear that, like, on the other
Because
side. Like, the
literally-
person just talking with the helium voice. Guys, I think something's wrong. I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
Because
It's just getting higher and higher. Guys, I can't breathe.
literally all that happens with helium intoxication, the only thing that happens is you fall asleep and you never wake up.
Guys, I'm getting really sleepy.
I was gonna say, when you asked the question first, I was probably just gonna say, some chemical agent or something that pretty
Yo.
much just puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yo, I
But
know we
that
talked
helium
about it.
is actually what they're using in Hawaii now for their assisted suicide.
Oh,
I didn't know that
interesting.
was a thing.
So,
I learned about that.
so
today.
do you guys remember the Looney Tunes show, like, where Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck were roommates?
Yeah. I hated
No.
that.
So,
Not really.
I
so
hated
it
that
came
show.
out, like, late 2000s. One of the only scene that I truly remember from that show was Daffy Duck's taking all the food out of the fridge because supposedly the world's about to end. He's like, I hear suffocation is the most, like, it's the least painful way of dying. And then he, like, pulls out everything he's about to step in the fridge. Or is it the most painful way of dying? I should probably look this up beforehand. that's the entire bit right there. And I just remember as a kid seeing that, it's like, wow, that's really dark. I wonder if that is true.
Did you proceed to look it up?
No, I completely forgot to. But I imagine it's like
Definitely
drowning, and I
neither.
imagine drowning is not a fun experience. Also, you're in a refrigerator. You can easily open the door. It's not like it's the 60s when it
They're
latches.
also not sealed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Fresh air goes into those things. They're just cold.
Yeah, it's not an ice
imagine
box.
freezing to death in a refrigerator. Someone opens the refrigerator layer just to get like a hot pocket or something. Just like, what are you doing?
Oh, that would be a good idea for one.
True crime and stuff like that.
True crimes. I found my neighbor stuffed in his fridge. Cop goes like, so why are you in the house in general going
I
through the
was
fridge? I
robbing
was
him."
trying to find the butter. You got there for something very basic that you could have easily gone like somewhere else to get. It's like people that request sugar nowadays. Who goes to someone's house nowadays and goes, hey, can I borrow your sugar?
I've done that.
You're such a weirdo. Like,
I was asking for
like
salt.
the original
ran
of
out of
that,
salt.
like the origin of that was the
God
fact that
damn
like
it.
sugar was a hard thing to find sometimes in communities because they didn't have stuff like Walmart and Kroger.
War
So-
rations.
Yeah, war rations.
They miss some sugar.
Ramon's old
And
roommate,
tomato.
whatever his name is, Dominique or whatever.
Dongming, yes.
He actually asked me for sugar as well one day.
Yeah.
But the way he said it, I could not understand him, and I thought he was saying shoehorn.
Fucking A, Mason. Fucking A.
I literally asked him. I was like, "Are you saying shoehorn?"
Oh god, that makes
God,
me
that
so much
makes it
worse.
so much worse. And he never locked his room.
Like,
Like all those plans that we had where we could have easily pranked him by like putting the fake horse head filled
Yeah.
with.
Wasn't he
filled
the
with-
one who ran down the hall in his underwear?
Yes.
No,
That was Ramon.
He was naked.
No, yeah, that was his roommate, Ramon. Ramon's
Oh,
the
yeah,
one that
that's
did-
true,
Yeah,
that's true.
Logan saw that.
It wasn't in his underwear. It was
the just shiver of disgust that you still let out despite it being like
A year and a half
almost
ago.
a year later.
It's in your mind. You can't get it out, can you?
Oh God.
That's gonna be his last words.
Ramon is
Oh,
there
I
at your
remember.
deathbed. Hey Ramon, I remember when we were like 20 and you ran down the hall at Lizzo in nothing but your underwear.
Wasn't he running down the
No,
hall?
he was
in his
naked.
bare ass?
I've seen him in his
Yeah.
underwear.
Oh,
he
my
wasn't-
bad.
he wasn't
You were running down the
running,
hall buck ass naked. Ever since then I've been haunted.
He wasn't running. It was just his room is like right in front of the bathroom.
So he
went
just
into the
didn't bother
bathroom.
putting
Yeah.
anything on over it? Wow.
At least like wrap a towel around yourself.
Yo.
Just get a sock or something.
Yeah. Get one,
cock sock.
not don't get sock. Don't get
That's
a
what
sock.
it's called!
Get one of those elephant songs.
What?
An elephant song.
Oh my god!
Have you never seen one of these?
Most people, I don't.
It's a pair of
It's the
where your
weirdest-
neck becomes the elephant trunk.
What?
Oh my
I
god.
gotta find it.
Go on Amazon. It's probably on there.
What
Everything's on
Go
there.
to eBay and find a used one.
Oh, you probably should.
Oh.
It sounds like something I don't want to use.
Well, that's something that you definitely want on your search history right there.
Oh yeah. Right next
Where
the
to
Bobby
buy a used elephant thong. That's such a that is the dumbest product I think I've ever seen in my entire life. There is
But
no
it
way.
makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
I find it fucking hilarious.
Who uses it? Biggest Dickus? God, what's that?
Life of
what's
Brian.
It's from a Monty Python movie,
It's
right?
Life of Brian.
Life of Brian, my bad.
Yeah.
Also, the first couple scenes is blackface.
Did you know?
Mm,
Did you
yeah.
know that the actors in that were told that if they laughed, they would be fired and never paid. And that was why they tried so hard not to laugh.
What, the biggest Dickus scene?
Yeah. What was his wife's name?
Continentia. I don't remember.
No, we should watch that movie soon.
Oh yeah, we should.
All of
I
the
saw it
Monty,
over the
Monty
summer.
Python stuff is fucking amazing.
Yes, eat your pizza.
Did you order your pizza?
Bitch.
I've not ordered anything yet.
It's so good.
Sponsored by Domino's. No, we're not.
No.
God, I
No.
wish.
I
God,
don't
that'd be
have the money for
awesome.
that. I better get cut.
Can we get sponsored? Anyone want sponsored?
Fuck. My phone turned off. I turned it back on, and the elephant was back.
Yo.
Make that your screensaver.
All right,
my
so
screensaver is Attain and Darman from Star Wars.
listen. So fun story. So when I was in high school, one of my friends went out to give a presentation, and for the presentation, you had to like bring your own devices in order to do it. That's how he chose.
Oh God.
This freaking moron did not change his like desktop background.
Oh God.
It was straight up a scene from a hentai.
No.
Yes. Of
Which one?
some random, I don't know, girl getting railed from behind.
What the?
he closed the PowerPoint. And you just saw that. He's like, oh shit, I forgot to turn that off.
Was it like
Every
animated?
single person in the room. This is a classroom with like 50 people. This is like for my theater group. It's just that. And every single person just starts making a bunch of like
What the fuck?
I'm sitting there. This is like
Public schools
this
are
this,
like that.
this is like you know that meme where it's like you do something dumb and your friend goes, "Oh my God, are you okay?" Your best friend stands there, and the other caption is like your best friend sitting there pointing and laughing at you. I was the second one. I was sitting there laughing my ass off
I can
because
kinda
I was not at
relate.
all surprised that this happened.
Yeah, I can
But I
kinda relate
remembered-
that stuff.
I remember the day before, I told him, "Hey,
Change your background.
you should either change your background or not close out of the program." He's like, "Yeah, I'll just not close out of the program."
Close it out.
And as he went to close out the program, I told him, I was like, "Wait, don't!" And it just switches to that. And I was like, "You dumbass."
Okay, here's a question.
Yeah.
Was it still or animated?
Oh, it was animated. So it was just constant.
So he had an animated background.
We had an animated background of some
Wallpaper engine.
Yeah. Some scene
I mean, it
from
wouldn't
a
surprise
hentai.
me.
It's on there.
It was. quite
Now we have to
graphic.
find
I'll
it.
say, no, you don't. Don't go and try to find it. I don't know where it was from.
I have some friends who would probably recognize it. I'm not
I don't
gonna
even
lie.
remember from my vague descriptions.
No. If they had actually seen it, they could probably tell you exactly where it was from, though.
I knew someone that was in the classroom who said, "Oh, it's that one scene from." They started naming, and they said it loud enough that other people heard. It's like when you say something you meant to say it like internally, but you accidentally say it out loud.
I recognize that. No.
Like,
no, I
it's
didn't.
from. Oh, it's from insert name here.
Yeah.
Every single person in the classroom as well just turned to look at them. It's like, what?
Why?
Excuse me?
Why
like,
have you
excuse-
cursed our eyes to be so?
Understand, people. This was a drama class, as I mentioned.
It's not too bad then.
No. So this was a drama class filled with a bunch of girls who were all involved with girl empowerment. And the picture was just some poor girl getting railed from behind. She said,
Sex work is
do
still work.
you believe that that is what should happen? Do you find that
No.
to be the proper state of things? Women just bending over for men?
No.
Yes.
Because someone had to make a scene out of it. Because it was bad enough that we were essentially watching porn in class. My teacher was so mad, by the way. She was so pissed. And she was like, why am I not surprised?
You know,
And we're just like, Brooke,
that
calm
makes
down.
me feel a lot better about myself. Who the weirdest thing that has to do with similar to that was in 7th grade where I mispronounced the word photography as pornography,
That's
and then spent the
hilarious.
next like 6 hours like mortified.
So, in middle school, we had to do these speeches in my 8th grade class. And there were so many awful, awful speeches done. It was so bad. Because we were all in 8th grade and we had no idea what we were doing. There were 3 of us that had public speaking experience before this. I was one of them. My speech was about why people should not be allowed to sue fast food restaurants for becoming obese.
No, they
And the way that I started my speech was I explained how like in like it was like 2000 something.
Yeah.
These 2 girls sued McDonald's because it turned them obese. And the way that I said it, I was like, so back in 2002, these 2 girls sued McDonald's because they got fat. I mean obese. My entire class just lost it from there.
So, my like junior year of high school, we had to give a speech pretty much about anything we wanted for our English class, and like so many people were given like these like super like heartfelt speeches and stuff, and so like this girl gave a speech where she came out to the class as lesbian,
Damn.
and immediately after that, my friend gave his speech about how cactuses are the best pet.
Maybe you have a cactus named Jim?
It's Bill.
No, it was
It's
named,
Cactus Bill.
Oh, I know.
named
I know.
Spiky the Third.
The third, thank you very much.
I know it's
I
Cactus
come from
Jim.
a long lineage of Spikies, you see. My grandfather was a Spiky, as was my father. He started the Great Spiky Railway Yard.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness, my head hurts now. I need more pizza. Let me just
You're gonna turn into a
essentially
pizza.
eat my pizza in front of you guys.
You're gonna turn into a pizza.
Sponsored by Domino's.
I had a dream one time that I was a donut. Have I told you about that?
No.
What?
Is it weird that I've had weird dreams like that too?
Was this after the fact that I told you Walmart had super cheap donuts?
This was a few years ago.
Oh.
So-
I will say this much. You always have those dreams when you were on like pain medication or something like that.
I was
That's when you have the
not.
weirdest fucking dreams.
I was not on
Was
any
this
painkillers.
before or after the, like how far?
This was 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Yeah. So my dream starts, and I'm looking around, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. What
You're
is
in a
this light
cabinet.
above me? What? Why am I a donut? God, I'm so hungry. I wonder if I taste good. And then I started eating myself.
Oh God.
And what I
How did you
learned
taste?
from eating
Out
myself
of
as
context,
a
this
donut.
sounds awful.
I know. What I learned is that as a donut, I tasted delicious. I then woke up after finishing eating myself, which again, I don't understand how I properly ate myself without any arms or legs, but hey. I imagine it's like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch people.
So
They
here's
just
the
eat-
question.
No.
If you
So,
are a
hang on,
donut-
I'm not done. So, I wake up, and my first thought that moment was, I just was a donut. And I ate myself. This can only mean one of two things. Either A, I really want a donut, or B, I want to eat myself. And I kid you not, my next action was I licked my arm. I just kind of like a cat. Just licked it.
That doesn't taste good.
And I was like, I don't taste good. I must want a donut. I'll buy a dozen donuts this morning.
You don't taste good raw.
You taste like dried kelp and salt.
I don't want to make
Cooked.
jokes about that shit, so I'm not going to.
What flavor were you?
Yeah, what type of donut?
I was a glazed donut with chocolate icing and sprinkles, I'll have you know.
So you were just a
with
plain donut.
But I guess
No.
as much.
With chocolate icing.
That story does not sound good in context because what you were saying was I ate myself and then he asked what flavor are you?
As a donut, I was delicious. As a person, I tasted like that cold sweat that you get in the morning after
Like
a nightmare.
skin.
Just
And I'm not shitting you guys. This freaked me out for the entire rest of the day. Despite the fact that I went and I got donuts that morning,
You ate your brothers.
I ate my brothers. My brothers. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
so
good.
here's this is sort of in context. How do you feel about cannibalism?
Depends on what environment I'm in, okay? If we're at the apocalypse
You said
level,
you wanted it to be about anything.
Yeah, if we're in the apocalypse.
Listen, if we're in the apocalypse and I haven't eaten for 3 days and I find like, a fresh, juicy, warm corpse. I'm trying to say this with a straight face.
This sounds like you're trying to illustrate something else.
I'm gonna eat it. Man,
Will you cook it
Man,
first at least?
yes,
Okay,
of course. Raw
Yeah,
flesh
why
just
would you
tastes
eat-
gross. Have you not learned anything from llamas with hats?
I haven't watched Lost Hats in a long time.
Carl,
Carl.
that kills people.
I shouldn't have brought it up. I'm sorry.
No, you shouldn't.
Which is the worst? Llamas with hats or the unicorn one?
Charlie Unicorn?
Charlie the
I
unicorn.
loved llamas with hats. That was my favorite.
Florida, Charlie.
Charlie the Unicorn is still going on.
It is?
It is?
Yes.
I had no
What?
idea.
Damn.
haven't seen it.
They have added.
I knew there was an episode released, but I thought it was just an anthology thing.
It was, I do believe, it started out with like some weird council of ferrets or council of weasels or something like that,
Yeah, and
guarding something.
yeah.
Then they all died, turned into ghosts.
I feel like Charlie the Unicorn was the precursor to Rick and Morty in some of his content.
Kind of.
Speaking of the thing that you brought up, anthologies, Love, Death, and Robots.
I still haven't watched it.
He saw it. Have you seen Love, Death, and Robots?
I have no idea what
I've
that
seen
is.
bits
Please
and
explain
pieces.
it.
It's a Netflix
I
show.
still don't
I
believe
don't
you
have
had watched it.
It's a great.
There was I saw some
It's
clips.
amazing.
That's all I've seen so far.
It's the best.
Unless,
It's amazing.
unless
It's
this dude
beautiful.
is still lying to me, like we watched it together, and he like predicted like half of it.
I promise you, I was not lying. I'm just really good at predictions.
Mason's a two-faced liar anyway. That's why I don't play games with him anymore.
Phase 10.
Whenever
I broke part of the wall in anger because of you.
Whenever
I
I
hope you
said I
remember
was
that.
going to last one more round, I waited one more round, and then I threw my
No,
cards
you
down.
said we're gonna go one more round, and then on that round, you immediately turned in your cards. Yes, you did. Everyone was there to see it.
Then
we
y'all
don't play
misheard
that
me
game.
then.
Wrong. You're just a liar and a scam and a charlatan and a bad person to play games with. That's why I never played any games with you afterwards.
I still need to watch that.
Yeah, you play Minecraft with him.
I do play Minecraft,
Oh,
but he
that's
doesn't
it. And
betray
you
me.
played
a lot.
Monopoly.
I also got really sick when we played Monopoly.
Yes,
Remember that?
we're
I
up
got
to
a
like 4
throat.
a.m.
I got a throat infection playing Monopoly.
Hey, here's a question. This has nothing to do with what we were talking about. Other than that, Love, Death, and Robots is on Netflix, and this is also now on Netflix. How do y'all feel about Avatar?
The
The,
Blue People or Last Airbender?
which one? The
Last
movie,
Airbender.
the 2 shows that are on there, or the live action show they're making?
Oh, the
The-
amazing
oh.
live action movie by whatever his
M.
name
Night
is.
Shyamalan?
M. Night Shyamalama.
Burn It to Hell, please.
That amazing
it's fucking
movie that
fantastic.
definitely
It's the best movie
followed-
ever made.
It
No.
definitely
God,
followed the
Shelby.
original content to a T.
Yeah, it
This
took
hurts
7 people to
inside
move a
so
boulder.
much.
Duh.
Yeah.
God, this hurts so much, God.
Meanwhile, Boomy can lift a mountain.
Oh, let's take like 5 Earthbenders just to move a fucking pebble.
Who is stronger, Toph or Boomy?
They did this in one of the comics.
I know they did,
If I
I just
remember,
can't
I don't remember
remember
who
who won.
wins. I think it was a draw.
Listen, everyone knows that the real answer is that Fire Nation soldier guy who is not part of the Fire Nation but an Earthbender.
What?
Fire Lord, my flame burns for thee.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Goes up against the boulder. The boulder.
Okay, if they don't have the bowl, I want the show to be like culturally
Listen,
inclusive.
the boulder is not in this live action show that they're making. I'm gonna quit
Oh,
right
no.
then and there.
Oh no, I want the live action show to be like culturally inclusive, like have the actual like cultures that you're supposed to have, except for one person. I want the boulder to be played by Dwayne The Rock. That's the only. That's the
Okay.
only thing I want to be
Speaking of
changed.
him, yeah, did you guys heard about how him and his family tested positive COVID,
Yeah,
right?
I heard about that a few
Did-
days ago.
Well, did you know how they first figured out that first started suspecting that they had it?
No.
They couldn't tell, they couldn't smell what he was cooking.
Fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here.
I hate you.
Good night, Logan. Good night.
I hate you, Logan. I hate you so much sometimes.
Damn it. Fuck.
You tell jokes like this and you.
I'm kind of worried though, because doesn't he have like a really small baby?
I have no idea.
Like he had a kid like really
2
recently.
kids. Don't know how old they are.
Like it's a few months old now. I just saw it on Instagram a long time ago.
So I think all 4 of them have it. So
Probably. So they have a problem.
I'm pretty sure my mom caught COVID like back in January.
I had the flu, which was fun.
Man, I remember when you guys.
You ever
all
had a
caught-
summer flu?
No.
Fucking hell, they're
You
awful.
ever had the turtle flu?
I had turtle duck flu. No.
Ever had cat?
I'm not concerned about the swan flu. I'm more concerned about the turtle flu. The turtle flu? Turtle flu. What?
Turtle.
Kill all turtles.
Just throw straws at them.
Yeah.
Guys,
I can't use paper straws.
What is that from?
that's from Parks and Rec.
Ah.
It's in their town meetings. That was my
Yeah.
favorite part. That was my favorite scenes in all the show. And like
Just the
all that
town
show
meeting ones?
was just those community ones. Like where the citizens were there, because all those citizens, I swear to God, must have been dropped as a child.
That explains them.
It would explain so much. Excuse me, sir. You have a sign posted on your water fountain that says that it's been contaminated. So I took it home and I made tea out of it, and now I have an infection. Sir, are you talking to me, sir? Sir, are you aware that there is bacteria in the water? Like,
No fucking.
no way!
Aw. Really?
I need to post signs. My bird's missing. All right, let me just find the form. There's no Tom. He can fly.
That kind of reminds me. I'm bringing it back to what episode was it? The one guy. I recognized this when I was rewatching Avatar. There's a guy who in the show he freaks out and starts foaming at the mouth. when he
Yes.
sees Avatar.
Yes, that guy
And then
kills
later
Sharon.
on in the same episode, he's talking to a pole.
Yes, I remember seeing that.
He has so many problems.
It's like you got into an argument and then
Yeah,
he's like,
and then
so
he gets really sad
disappointed.
and walks away.
You guys remember when they came back very briefly? He had it again, and then as soon as it's like, we can't stay for that long, he just immediately gets up, just like, ugh. Not even worth my time foaming at the mouth for.
It was because
Aang isn't even here. He's in
yeah.
jail.
yeah, that was it. Because Aang wasn't there. He's like, oh, okay.
Okay, I gotta also say this. The comics for that series are fucking fantastic.
What do you think of Korra?
I like
I
Korra.
hate it.
I like Korra.
Why do you hate it?
Because I watched the first season entirely and I thought it was stupid.
You didn't like how there
The
was
first
social
season-
change and whatnot. I'll admit that the reveal that the dude was a waterbender was pretty lame. It would have been better if he had just been a non-bender, but still, that was a pretty interesting topic. You
Yeah.
don't like the fact that they decided to show
Oh, yeah,
that
I
there was
forgot.
racial
Spoilers.
diversity
Korra's
within
not
their...
really. There's not a ton of spoilers.
He
for
hasn't
Korra.
seen it. So
Korra's not too
Spoiler
bad, though.
alert, there's this girl named Korra, and
It kind of
she's
spoils
the
the show for
avatar.
you already.
well, you were talking about the guy being.
The show spoils itself for you.
Yo, can we talk
so-
about how like they straight up just murder people in that show?
Yeah.
I mean,
There is
yeah.
flat out
Like,
murder
what was
in
that one
show.
girl
Doesn't
that,
the bad guy
exploded?
end up dying because his brother blows
He
him up
literally
in a boat?
destroys the engine on the boat and it blows up in this
Kills him
column
and
of
Amon.
fire.
Kills both of them.
Fucking.
Kills both of them. And then like 2 seasons later,
show's been out
they,
since 2012.
They like throw a sheet of metal at this girl and her head explodes. And
Yeah.
she gets like
And then
her head is
Zahir
just
freaks the
gone.
fuck
and
out.
the dude just like, I have no more physical attachments to
It
the
starts
world.
flying.
Now I can fly. Look at me and my flying ability.
Yeah.
Didn't they bring an airbender back and like have?
Oh no,
him
all the
kill
airbenders are back.
He
And
also
have them kill the-
suffocated the
yeah,
queen.
That's
the
Zahir.
Earth
Yeah,
Queen.
he suffocated.
Okay,
that was
Suffocated
Okay,
her
By
that's
pulling
one
all the
thing,
air
though.
out of
messed
her.
up.
The story about like the Red Lotus is fucking fantastic in my opinion.
I like
But the
how
fallout after the Red Lotus is fucking awesome too, because Ba Sing Se falls to the Red Lotus, and then the citizens of Ba Sing Se love the Red Lotus so much that they start a revolution that goes on for years and leads to eventual Emperor of the Earth.
Yep. It's pretty great.
It's fucking great. I love I love it just because it's interesting.
Didn't they try to kill Korra by?
They've tried to kill Korra many times.
by doing
that girl
something
got PTSD
with
from
Mercury?
Severe.
from Mercury.
essentially Mercury.
Yeah.
It straight up was Mercury.
And
Was
then-
it really meant to be Mercury?
Yeah.
Oh. I
That's
didn't know
pretty
that.
much all that was.
And
They
then Toph helped
forced
her
the
build,
Mercury
bend it out.
into her body.
Oh. So that kills the Rava?
Rava?
Because that's what that was to do, was to kill the Avatar spirit.
No, so what they were doing is that because she would be poisoned, they would put her in the Avatar state to save her.
Oh, that makes
naturally.
sense. And then they'd kill
And then
herself.
she'd die.
And which would break the link according to
Yeah,
the
that's true,
original
that's true.
series.
Yes, the original series. Yeah.
But, okay, here's
But
the
didn't they
question.
break the link anyway?
So-
You guys remember Avatar 1, who was only present for like 3 episodes and had this amazing backstory, and then they immediately got rid of him? I
Yeah,
remember that.
I love the story, but I also hate the inconsistencies it created. Because where did the bending come from? It came from both the lion turtles, it came from the dragons, the air bison, the earth, the moles, the moon,
The
and the ocean,
moon?
all at the same time.
That was my favorite. I like how they were all just like, we learned ours from these flying bison. We learned ours from the great dragons. We learned ours from these blind badgers. We learned ours from the moon.
But yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't seen Korra, but based on what they say in Avatar, the lion turtles were the first benders. Did the moon learn water bending from the lion turtles?
Yes, obviously.
The
Yeah.
theory is that the lion turtles are literal gods.
I like my theory better. The lion turtles are just cracked out of their mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have no idea what they're doing, but they're more like hippies that have been smoking pot for so long that they're just are
Honestly,
constantly
the-
high.
Speaking
I
of
do have
hippies-
So
one
whenever,
question.
Aang's just like, how do I learn how to do this? You're just like, here you go, broski.
I
Boom,
do
I'm
have this
touching
one.
you.
I do have one question about that though. Who is the first firebender? Because wouldn't it make more sense for it to be the sun?
No, it's clearly dragons.
Because I just
It's not the Dragneel.
I feel like it should be the sun
I hate
because
you.
that makes it so much better.
I hate you so much.
I didn't even hear what he said. So
Not to
Wouldn't
Dragneel.
Earthbenders be the tectonic plates?
I mean-
Guys, wouldn't the first earthbenders be the meteorites that formed the earth?
What?
Oh, we just
or the people who were drawing in the mud.
Guys, wouldn't the earthbenders be like The worms inside the dirt.
The badger moles?
No.
Just the worms.
The worms.
Earthworms.
The
Damn
massive worms that the badger
God,
moles
I
are
hate.
chasing?
God, I hate that idea. I hate the idea of massive worms.
There's worms in the real
Ever
life
seen
that are
the movie
35
Doom?
feet long.
Shut up. Shut up. I know what you're talking about. I hate that
They're
idea.
they're making a new one.
Oh God, no.
The Dune.
Oh fuck, I just almost went back to the elephant.
Oh, dude.
You went back to the
Yeah.
elephant.
Not Dune. Dune.
Yeah.
Oh my
Would you just get rid of that?
I
Like,
am
part
now.
on your phone. God, that's what they were like.
There's a
So-
species. There's a
so-
species of worm called the giant Gippsland worm that is over 5 feet long.
That sounds awful.
There are some of them that have
That
been.
is a worm that is almost as long as Logan is tall.
There are some of them that have been found that are
Get
over
roasted.
6'6",
That
and there
is-
have been some that have been theorized to be over 25 feet long.
You did not have to tell me this.
What about those ones that like have that weird little thing that comes out of their mouth?
Oh,
It's like bloodworms.
bloodworms, yeah.
See,
You know
that
they have
entire
copper
idea terrifies me.
Yeah, they have copper
Okay,
teeth.
so
Very
here's
interesting.
where my terror comes from with that idea. I've read about parasites that like travel up the urethra, and my biggest fear about
That's true
worms is
thing.
that there is a worm out there that will crawl up my ass and then hook
Oh.
itself on, and I'm terrified of that idea because I'm pretty sure there's
Do
isn't
you
it
want
like,
me to tell you something?
I
Both of
swear
those
to
are
God,
true.
if you make it so I can't eat my chocolate lava cake, like Logan one time made me not be able to eat for like 2 days, I'm gonna be pissed.
What did I do?
Shut up! I don't want to talk about it. You know what you
I
did.
don't.
You know what you did.
I don't either. But yeah,
His exact words were, he's like, hey, I got something really gross to tell you guys if you want to hear it. And I was like, no, I don't want to hear it. And he immediately started telling it. I was like, you son of a bitch.
you want me to
It
tell you?
ruined my appetite. I threw away my food that night.
You want me to tell you
You
this?
told
You
me the
want to tell me
story.
to
I
tell
wasn't
you?
around for it then. Like, you told me
Both
the
those
story.
things you were talking about.
Something about cockroaches or something like that, right?
Cockroaches and the 600-pound woman.
Yeah.
That's what I remember.
Oh, I remember this. I've heard.
yeah,
that.
don't
it's
remember
disgusting.
this.
You be happy you don't.
Oh.
Don't you dare.
Tell
Don't you
us.
dare. No!
I have a worse story.
I will
Politics.
get genuinely pissed off if you do it.
I have a worse story, but I'm
It
not gonna tell
literally
you to
ruined
right
my
now.
appetite for the meal. I've never been able to eat the meal that I had that night again since then.
Tell us at some point without him around.
Both of those parasites you were talking about are real things.
Yeah, I know.
The first one is a fish, though.
Yeah, I know. The first one's a fish, and like there would be these explorers. I think this thing's found like
No,
in
it was
South
just
America.
people. It was native
Well,
peoples
no,
who would
no.
pee into the water and it would swim up their
Yeah, no,
pee
but
string.
like the way that we found out about it is that I think it's like found in the Amazon area. But these Spanish conquistadors would go there, and they'd go to pee in the river, and someone would go and boom, right up there, and then there'd be screaming and the wish of death. So recently, I was reading this book, and
You might want to eat your lava cakes because I got a fucking disgusting
no,
story.
we're not going to talk about disgusting stuff. I'm telling you right now. We're not doing
But
that.
that's
no.
what
However, yeah.
that's what the
Don't
podcast.
The person who's in
real quick.
charge of the
That would be one
podcast.
reason to get rid of your just.
What'd you say?
That right
Logan?
there is a great reason to just get a circumcision.
What? No, what?
I'm joking.
That's not the same thing.
I said the
Become
wrong
a
thing.
eunuch.
No, listen.
Excuse me?
No, I said the wrong. God damn it! Why can't I remember it? To become a eunuch. Why did I say two different things that are not?
Becoming a eunuch technically isn't the correct answer either, but.
You still haven't taken your.
God, this is why I should sleep more, guys.
Same.
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Eat more sugar. Freaking all the powder goes everywhere. Jesus.
We need a video of that sound so you can add that to the podcast.
I totally forgot there was powder on the top of that. That went everywhere.
What kind of powder is it?
Cocaine? Cocaine?
Is it cocaine or is it what?
God, I really hope it's not cocaine.
Opium.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have a different conversation with the Domino's pizza delivery guy. That's an entirely different conversation right there. It's like, bro, why did you give me cocaine on my chocolate lava cake? I have no idea what's going
Spiced it
on.
up?
Sugar.
I thought it was
Spiced it up.
Ooh.
killed the mood. Good job. It was funny until you said it.
He was the one that asked me to repeat it.
Coca leaf. Fucking fantastic.
So, one of my fellow interns at the zoo, apparently they went on like a rafting trip with a bunch of people, and the people pulled out a whole bunch of joints, and but they were.
It sounds like my dream.
What type of fucking dreams are you having?
Or is it more like
One said involved getting blazed on a rafting trip, apparently.
Marijuana is
You were saying,
amazing.
Logan?
They're.
I don't smoke even. I just like it.
What is
You
it
know,
I
called?
just like the
Logan, when you
plant
like
shape.
it.
I like how the leaves spread out on it.
Let Logan talk.
Sorry, Logan.
What's it called when like two things are put together? Like two.
Speedball.
No.
Amalgam. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
Okay,
not
but
rolling.
all right. So some of
Multiplication. Addition.
so some of the I'm blanking on the fucking word. Okay, well, some of the blunts had like cocaine in them, like
Yeah,
you know,
it's a
like
speedball.
and some of them had LSD,
LSD, that's the
and
dangerous one.
some of them I had no clue this was a thing you could fucking do.
Fentanyl.
Had heroin.
Yeah, fentanyl.
Did you know that you can make a very like a very weak kind of like fake marijuana off of banana peels?
You can do the same thing with hemp.
But back to the story. He like they were like color coded.
Yeah.
He got the colors confused.
Oh.
He wanted to just smoke weed. He ended up smoking laced. Laced was the word I was looking for.
That's right.
He was looking for. He accidentally smoked LSD laced.
Wow.
Whoa, look at the dragons.
Guys,
Is this thing
look!
purple?
It's coming towards us.
I have a friend that did shrooms,
Shrooms
Like,
are
but
interesting.
he accidentally did shrooms one time, thinking that it was a Saturday morning, and it was Friday. He still came to school. He looks me down the eye and he's like, "Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you,
I'm scared of the giants.
Daniel. There's some really scary birds up there." And I look at him and it's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Do you not see the birds?" I'm just like, "No." "Oh shit, what else isn't real?" And I was like, "What is wrong with you?"
That's
'cause,
when
like,
you just
go-
stop talking
No,
and disappear.
No, because like, I knew that he did it. Give me 1 minute. Like, I knew that
Who was that?
It's my mother. I knew that he did, but I didn't think about it because I knew he usually did it over the weekend. I gotta go answer this.
Okay.
Surprise, motherfucker.